Aha, there we are. Hey guys, this is Deliberately Creative. I'm here with a fun little deer to draw. There's a coupon code for my Teespring if you are interested in any of the information that's over on the side there where my books are and project packs on Teespring. This will get you an extra 10% off. It is DC Save 10 through December 1st. And now we're going to run the opening. Hey guys, this is Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie, and we're here with this fun little deer. I know I've said that already. It's been a little bit of a journey here. I set up my live stream, and then my control room wouldn't share it. It wouldn't show it to me. It was on my channel, but it wasn't in my control room. Yay, Gina, thank you so much for being here. Welcome everyone that's coming in. I appreciate you being here. Now, I've been drawing some stuff in this little Zen art sketchbook. I bought this. They didn't send it to me. But I'm enjoying using it. It's really interesting. I like the paper. It's a little bit heavier than a text weight like printer paper. It's got a nice sort of hard surface on it. These are some of the things I've been doodling the last couple days. So I've been having fun. I've been enjoying my time just, focusing on playing around. I hope that you have been finding something that you can play around with and do a little bit of your own time. Look at that. So you're getting a little sketchbook flip through of my holiday stuff. Some of it's good, some of it's not good. And that's okay. I really like the pine cone. If anybody's interested in an updated pine cone lesson, let me know. It's been one of my returning videos every season, or every holiday season. I have another pine cone that was from an Inktober 3 years ago. So there's a whole bunch of these. Look at this little guy. He's on like an inner tube. So there we are. Now we're going to start drawing a deer that has a wreath around its neck. This is not the one we're drawing, unless you guys decide that's the one you want to draw. But, this little one, see, I've really been drawing a lot of pine cones. This little one right here is based on a little figurine that I saw on Pinterest that has the little Christmas tree on its head. Yeah, so much fun. All right, and these are some other things. But again, I'm just like doodling and holiday doodles. But this is the guy we're going to draw. And so we're going to get started right now. So that way more people coming in will see that this is what we're doing. I am looking at this little guy, and I'm going to draw it on, this is a piece of watercolor paper. It's actually the Arteza watercolor cards. They did not send this to me. This was actually sent to me by one of my patrons. Very nice. Jan sent this to me because I do so many cards. And it was so sweet of her to share that with me. Hey there, we've got Gina and Sue and Mark. Yay, guys. So happy you're here. Hey, anybody that's lurking in the background, pop in and say hi if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. Now I'm looking at this, and this little guy, from the top of his antlers to the bottom of his wreath, is my outer limits of size, right? So I'm going to put from the top, I'm going to come down about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to be up about 1/2 inch or 1 inch on the bottom. The sides, I have tape on the edges, but I don't want to draw beyond the tape. So I'm just going to give myself some little marks, sort of landlines here. The bottom of his chin is about halfway between those points. So I'm going to say the bottom of his chin is right about here. And the top of his head is about halfway, maybe a little bit less, about halfway. That's going to be the top of his head between his antlers. So you see how I'm breaking this up into sort of sections. This bottom section here, because that's the bottom of his chin, and then his ribbon starts about here. Just breaking it up. It's easier to give yourself some little guidelines, you know. The head is basically like a rounded, sort of like a I don't want to say, it's more like a plum, a little bit of a chubby plum going around. Now I'm drawing this on a table sitting in front of me, and it's not as easy. Let's see, maybe if I get something to lift that up just a little bit. That's better. Not so much glare. This is graphite, so, you know, it does glare a little bit. But we have this sort of tipped on its side, little angled plum. I'm going to put a little line above here, about 1/4 up. And his nose is going to go right here. His mouth is going to be like that, and then come back a little bit. And this, I am drawing it in with the pencil to do the whole thing. Now this is, you know, stylized. So he's got really big eyes, but you don't want to make them too big. If you make them too big, they start looking like aliens. So that might have been a little bit big. Nice thing is I'm doing this with pencil first, so I can adjust. All right, like that, like that. I'm going to swoop in just a little bit. Give him a little bit of shape on that outside cheek. And then from the nose going up over the eye, and from the nose, this is sort of giving us that snout area, the muzzle. They actually have quite big noses. Point up his chin just a little bit. Then the ear connects right in to the side of the head and comes up and out. They have huge ears, like kind of like satellite dishes. And they can flip their ears around. You know how when people talk about owls being able to turn their heads around? Yeah, deer can do the same thing with their ears. So they can flip their ears around. And I am going to go ahead and just lightly color that in because it feels creepy. We don't want creepy deer. That feels a little less creepy. So we've got these ears going on. And this is just a drawing that we're doing. It's a doodle. Now these are great for this particular one. Wouldn't that be pretty if you were doing a planner or something like that and you put like the month of December up between the antlers, or you write December down here below it, or use it as a Christmas card. That's what this is going to be. Hey there, Miss Donna. Welcome, welcome. So I'm looking at this going, his little neck comes around, sort of down from the ear. I think I'm going to kind of curve it around like that and under his chin. His little antlers, I'm making these up. Just going on. I'm saying he's probably still very young. His antlers do not go beyond the tips of his ears, and so he would not be a legal deer to take this season. He's a young one. He just has 2 points, and his points don't have a big enough spread on them. So he's safe this year. You know, there's a good thing about being a young deer. You don't have to worry about getting taken that first year. Although they don't worry about anything like that anyway. And pointing, let's see here. I want these little guys to go up and back. And this one up and rotate over the top. He's probably still in his velvet. Grumpy Bunny. Hello, Grumpy Bunny. I love your handle there. That's a lot of fun. So this little deer, he's starting to come in. As I'm looking at this, I'm going, you know what? I think I have him leaning over a little too much. There. You know, it's one of those things. The view of this when you're sitting down is a lot different than when you're drawing on it, holding it up. So things can kind of, what do they say, it parallax type of view. Now this is the ribbon that's going around the neck. You're in Texas celebrating your new grandson. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations on the new grandson. Yeah, we thought we were going to have the grands over for Thanksgiving. Didn't happen because the whole house over there got sick. Just in time for everybody to not be able to get together. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. I can readjust some things here as I put it in with ink, but I want to get his nose tipped up there a little bit higher. Maybe not quite join that line. You know, little things. Now I want to go ahead and get this bow on here. So I'm making a circle. I did put like a little collar of ribbon around the neck. And then I am going to go and make a big flattened oval. I'm going to have the point come in right up here at the very top. Sort of, if this was 12 o'clock, at 1 o'clock on the little circle, and then at 11 o'clock on the little circle, I'm going to do another one that's sort of drooping down. But I'm still having the point come in right up here at the top, but not at the very top. So this, I hope you guys had a fun holiday. We actually did our family dinner with my mother-in-law and her partner, and my dad came over, and so we had the full Thanksgiving dinner. And for my son and his family, since it was the day of, or the day before, when I found out that they wouldn't be able to come, I still went ahead and made all of the food and then did up a dinner box that had all of the cooked food ready for them. So my son wasn't sick. It was his kids and his wife. So I'm just cleaning up a little bit of those lines just so that it's not quite so you know, right there in my, let's see here. I'm looking at this going, I and I. So the above the eye there needs to come out. There we go. Balance them up. Balance them up. Yeah, we're hoping that Christmas everybody feels better. It was a little sad because, you know, the great-grandparents were coming over, and it was going to be a chance for everybody to visit. This is a very stylized little deer, so I'm not too worried about. I've drawn this, you know, 4 or 5 times now, and he's different every single time I draw. So, you know, let's see. Do I have the? I must have taken it out. I had another copy of it in the book laying here, but I must have popped it out. That's okay. All right. So yeah, this is just a fun little retro deer. Would be great for in a planner or a card, and or just to make coloring pages for people to color and decorate the walls with. You know, I want to bring that ribbon up higher. There we go. And now I also want to make that loop a little bit smaller. See, you can do that. When you're in pencil mode, you can still adjust. You can do a little bit of adjusting once you go into pen mode, but, you know, there we go. Little bit. Make that ribbon a little fatter. There. See, I'm just playing and having fun and hoping that you're enjoying the quick little process here. Because really, the deer is already done. We're just going to draw in the holly wreath now and some bells. So I think what I'm going to do is put a couple bells up here. Those are just going to be circle with a little square in the middle, and then coming off of the corners there'll be a line with a little circle at the end. A line with a little circle at the end. Look at that. Okay, and then there will be a little bit of a rim around it. Make it as, you know, round as you want. That one needs to move over a little. Because basically what you're doing is you're making those splits so that it goes jingle, jingle, jingle. And then a side view. So you've got like a sliver of an edge, kind of where the two halves get folded up to each other. And you've got the bottom half of the bell. And on this side, you're only going to see a circle, and then it's going to come down and split. And you might see a little bit of a cutout. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit on that. I was trying to keep the deer, the reference bigger, but you know what? I think it's more important that you guys can see all of it, all of the drawing. So then you can go in. This bell is in front of the one behind it. That's usually how that happens, right? Bells are in front of the ones behind. You're not going to see that loop, but just so that you know, it was there. Hello, Carol T, and welcome. All right, now we're going to go ahead and I think I want to Yeah, I'll just start putting some of the center lines of the holly in. And now, not all of these little center lines are going to end up making sense. That's okay. I'm just doing this so that I remember that I want to put the holly around the whole thing. So, starting off, holly is super, super easy. It's a center line with a scoop out, a scoop out, a scoop out, point, scoop out, and back. And then you can bring that point all the way up to the tip. And you can put your little veins in if you want. And then if you want holly berries are just circles. And you can make some sit in front and some sit behind. That's all it is. So now I'm going to be drawing a bunch of those, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do I want to go ahead and just start doing pen? Well, I'll do a couple of these, and then we'll lighten up the pencil. So I'm not worried about crossing over right now unless I see something and go, oh, yeah, I can make that one stop right there. And I think I want to make sure that there's one that's coming out from underneath of the ribbon. And then this one may be one that's going underneath. I'll clean up those lines. That's one of the neat things about doing it with the pencil first, is that you can make some choices and you don't have to worry about having them being perfect to start off with. Like that. You could make these tiny little holly leaves. You can make them ginormous. One of those technical words, right? Ginormous. And you don't have to draw complete leaves. See, there's this line right there. I'm going to say that this one right here is in front of it. Sweet little deer. Yeah, I think he's a pretty sweet little deer. I'm just going to slip that other one out of the way now, because really we don't need the reference. But this would make an awesome coloring page. Get those kids you take care of in your life, you know. I know that we've got people who have kids at home. We've got people who have daycare kids that come to their house every day. We've got all kinds of things, all kinds of folks, all sorts of situations. All right, I want to start inking this in. I'm going to ink in the deer first, and before I do that, I'm actually going to take a really soft kneaded eraser. Set that back. I'm going to take this soft kneaded eraser and sort of, now it's a sticky, it's actually let's see, So it's sticky enough it could pick up my pen, all right? So soft and sticky is my favorite kind of kneaded eraser. And then you can take it and roll it right over your drawing. And what that's going to do, it's going to pick up all of the loose graphite. It is lightening the picture, but not too light. You'll be able to see. You're still able to see. There we go. Get some of that graphite off there. Now we're just going to be playing with the pen and just doodling it in. This is the Signo Uniball RT1. Signo Uniball RT1. It is the 0.28 or 0.24. It is the UMN 155-28, and it is 0.24 black ink, or 0.28. I don't know why they say 0.24 there and 0.28 here. You know, one way or the other. It's one or the other. And then you can just pick a line and just start drawing in. I'm going to put those cute little eyelashes on. I'm going to make sure that I leave a little spot for the highlight. I'm looking at that nose going, let's put you on there. There. I'm going to leave a little sliver of light on the nose, and then I'm just going to use this pen and color it in. This is just a pen and ink. If you want to watercolor it or color it with colored pencils, crayons, whatever you happen to have, go forth and make it your own. This is based on a vintage style. I'm not looking at any one particular vintage reference for this. I looked at several different kinds of deer with, there we go. Looked at several different kinds of deer with wreaths. There we go. So we're going to get this eye. Now, it would be better probably to fill this in using some type of, like a brush pen or something with a bigger nib, but these are the biggest areas of dark that I'm doing. And then everything else is pretty much just going to be kept to line work. This pen is waterproof. Yes. So I did a whole bunch of these little snowmen cards, and this one, and the one under glass. These guys were all drawn with this pen and then watercolored over the top of. So yes, the pen is waterproof, and these all have video lessons. So if you're interested in some more vintage type of art, these are drawing and watercolor. Will I be doing a painting video for this one? I can if you guys want it. If you want a painting video for it, I will do it. But tonight, I'm not going to paint it. So if you want a painting video, you have to leave a comment after the video and say, painting video, please. And I will look at doing that. This is that sort of stylized, over the eyes for the eyebrow of them. You've done 2 of them. All right. Sue, that is excellent. You've done 2 of the snowmen. That is excellent. It's fun to do things like that, isn't it? And being down there in Australia, you don't get very many snowmen. So I'm just inking him in. Now, if this is a reindeer, it could be a female too. Because female reindeer have antlers. Female reindeer don't lose their antlers. So if you see reindeer in the winter with antlers, it's actually girls. So all of the reindeer that were drawn for Santa's sleigh were all girls. Isn't that amazing? So you can go in and start giving a little bit of some texture, a little bit of, a little bit of some style, your own style. I'm going to go ahead and put the ribbon on. So big loop, and then a straight line down off the outside edge, and then kind of a curved line to meet up with it. A little bit of this sort of long skinny V's right here from the knot going out, and that makes the ribbon look like it's been pinched down. Veronica, you would love to see this being painted later also? Excellent. Excellent. I will be doing that. Is this time of day good for all of you guys? I mean, this time of day is perfect for me. I'm more than happy to go live at this time of day. I do like going live early in the day also sometimes, but I know that the earlier in the day, the less of my international people I can have. Although the later in the day, the less of the international people in Europe I have. So, we get both sides, right? I'm just going to pull that little string through, and then I'm going to say that it's going to come over the top of that. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Pull that through there, and the little bell is getting tied on. Ring that bell. We used to have a string of these bells hanging on our front door, and when we first had our Westie, back when he was a brand new to our household puppy of 9 months old, he came partially potty trained, and so we were able to train him to go ring the bell to go outside, which was really, really cool. This time of day works for you if you haven't fallen asleep. Wow, that's excellent. And this is a good time of day for down in Australia today? Yep. Because it's Saturday. Saturday? Oh, it is Saturday. I am so mixed up on what day it is this week because we did our Thanksgiving on Wednesday with the family. I was cooking on Tuesday. And when so I was all thrown off on just doing that. All right, so I'm doing the other side, the other loop of the bow, and putting in those long scrunchy V's so it looks like that ribbon has a little bit of some texture, a little bit of some motion to it. It's been pinched in. The ribbon. And you can put some little V's into that ribbon, the tails also, if you want. And a little bit of some scrunchiness on the bow. Yeah. Oh, I didn't put any berries in. I think I'm going to go ahead and put some of the berries in and then work the leaves around them. So the berries are just the balls of circles. I like little clusters of 2 or 3. And I do want to put some of them behind and some of them in front. Oh, you love the explanations? Thank you so much. That is so cool. Yeah, Mark is going and having dinner now, which is fine. I ate my lunch really late. You know, I had lunch like it just 2 hours ago. But we have lots of leftovers, so he can go and heat them up. You can thicken up that line that goes down the center if you want to or not. Some of them I will and some of them I won't. I appreciate you guys being here and spending some time with me. I am very grateful and thankful that you are. The little holly berries tend to have like a little nub on the outside end. So if it's attached, if you say there's a stem and the berry is attached to the end of the stem and then the back side of the berry or the end sticking out, it has like a little belly button. Just like that. Yeah, I took some of the stuffing and mixed it with egg and milk. And then, and we had some little smoky sausages that were wrapped with bacon, and there were a few of those left, so I chopped them up and then put them into the waffle iron. And they worked out pretty well. Yesterday's breakfast was a French toast type of meal with leftover dinner rolls as the bread. So see, I'm just putting these little scoops of these leaves in, just trying to make a pleasing arrangement of them. Some of them are on top and then some of them come out and they're, you know, from underneath. So don't worry if you're, you know, not too keen on these. You can do it. You can do it. You can figure out that, you know, a couple of little swoops in a line makes it look like there's a leaf there. That's all it takes. Just little things. Little things. Oh, so on the, I said this earlier, but some of you guys are new, and haven't seen. So on my Teespring store, over to the side, there's the panel of panel of books and downloadables. So I have these. I have them available as instant download books. You don't have to wait for anybody to print them and publish them and send them to you. But you can get them on Amazon also. So, Cute and Creative Winter Ornaments. This was a marathon last year. And then I painted every single one of these designs on a video on the channel. So, check that out. Then I also did another marathon in January last year of cozy and creative designs. And these are more, fun designs. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit more room for your own interpretations. But these were all hand-drawn on a marathon also. Yeah, fun stuff. But they're downloadable books on Teespring, and the Teespring code is DC Save 10. DC Save 10, and that's good through December 1st, 2021. So check that out if you're interested, if it's early enough in the season to be able to get those done. They make really good holiday ornaments. These ornaments are awesome if you get the downloadable, because you can adjust the size. You can shrink them to make them smaller by printing at a percentage like 80% or 70%. So that makes it so that you can get these guys down smaller. But see, this is what the watercolor of the peppermints looked like. Your planner came this week and you love it? Oh, my planner came this week too. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I have to share. My planner. This is a full year planner with the 2022. All of the months are dated, and then it has however many weeks there are in the month. It has the week at a glance so that you can fill it in, and then it moves on to the next one. And look, all of these pages, you can barely see it, they're all dot grid on the back side. So you've got all the weeks of the entire year, A Year to Dream, desk planner. It's a nice matte cover and white paper on the inside. And at the back, it even has places to keep those passwords safe and offline, and places to put contacts. The old address book, I know that you've got a few people that you want to keep their addresses and you want to keep their birthday and things like that. This is a place to do it. So, available on Amazon. Check out the links down below. Okay, back to the artwork here, and zoom in. But look at how nice he's looking. I'm really tickled. Put a few little shape lines there. A few little lines in there. I don't want to do too much in the way of the pen lines since I'm going to watercolor him eventually. So there we go. Now we're going to get in here and get more. Oh, the holly leaves looked complicated until I explained it. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that explaining it this way helped you see that really and truly it might look complicated, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Everything is being drawn one line at a time. That's all it is. One line at a time. You can do it. And if you draw it up and then come back and we paint them together, that would be awesome. And I would love to see your drawings. I'd love to see your versions of the deer based on this lesson. That would be so cool. See, I'm just throwing a few little lines in where you not even sure if there really is a leaf there. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't want to draw, I will go ahead and put this up on my website. I'll put the traceable up on the website, and you'll be able to use it to paint. So you don't have to you don't have to draw to be able to come in and paint this with us. I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser, and now I'm going to rub a little bit harder and take all the graphite off. And it's amazing how it just sort of pulls together when you don't have those extra little lines. So there we go. And this really didn't take that long to draw, did it? You know, it seems like it took a little while, partially because I kept stopping and chatting and doing my little commercials, huh? But you know, I'm an artist working in my studio, trying to make a living, and everything I do is to the goal of making a living and helping out the family, you know, helping out the household. I'm looking at that going, I need to round up this edge just a smidge. And I think I'm going to bring his little tear duct down just a little. And you know what? I'm going to do this to show you that you can fix things. Is the graphite the same as the lead pencil? It is. This is just a 0.7 and it's HB. It's just an HB lead. So number 2 works. HB, you know, anything works. I am looking for a small liner brush. There we go. And just, so this was a this was a coaster, like piece of MDF that I did a dipped painting on, and I've been using it to put my bleed proof white onto it, because I'm going to go in and use my bleed proof white as like a whiteout. And so I'm not adding any water to it. Let's see. It does when you can't even draw a stick. Oh, well, Gina, I know you can draw more than a stick. So there. I am going to take this white and I'm going to reshape that eyeball. And this is where you find out that this ink is waterproof. And by using the bleed proof white, I can paint right over the top of it. There. And I'm looking at that going, you know what? I think that I'm going to change where those little dots are. There, and there. I like that. See? So, and you could do the same thing with a little bit of just plain acrylic paint. So I'm just, because I had gone in and put so much of that pen in there, decided I wanted to just break that up a little bit. See how that just gives you a little bit of a view. Aw. Diamonds turn back into graphite, and so if a boy ever gave you a love letter, they were writing to you with old diamonds. Oh, that is a sweet way to think of it. All right, so there's our cute little deer. I'm not going to pull the tape off and such because I need the tape for when I do the painting. So I think we are going to run this back and just set that there. This is ready for the next lesson when we come back and we do the painting. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick little class on how to draw a sweet little retro vintage style deer with pen and pencil. And then we will come back. Oh, stop that, Stephanie. I still want to put my little stars in, and because that just seems to really make this pop as that retro style. Put a circle. I'm going to draw my line going up, straight up, like to 12 o'clock, straight down to 6 o'clock, straight over to 3 o'clock, straight over to 9 o'clock, and then sort of halfway between 1 and 2, halfway between 3 and 6, or halfway between 12 and 3, halfway between 3 and 6, halfway between 6 and 9, and halfway between 9 and 12. And these halfway between ones are shorter lines. So now I'm going to do another one over here. The exact same thing. It's very 1960s, 1950s, 1960s retro. I like those stars going on. The main cardinal direction ones, the 12, 3, 6, and 9, tend to be longer arms, and then smaller arms at those halfway points. Look, that just makes it feel like it's a more retro deer now. I hope that you guys enjoy this. Keep an eye out. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I schedule a live stream. Thank you. Remember, go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And don't forget, the discount code on my Teespring store is DCSAVE10 through December 1st, 2021. And I'll see you guys back here really soon. Bye-bye.